To the 3000 block of Wanapero Way in East Medford around 10:45 last night after a woman reported a suicidal man had a gun and threatened to shoot police if they arrived. The man left on foot and was confronted by officers on the 900 block of La Loma Drive, where he was fatally shot by MPD.
That's where we find NBC5's Cassie Nelson. She was at the scene of the shooting late last night. Cassie, what can you tell us?
Well, the man has been identified as 40-year-old James Anthony Morris. Police say this is where they came into contact with Morris at about 11 last night. They say Morris advanced toward the officer, pointed his gun in their direction, and that's when shots were fired. Medford Police Chief Tim George wouldn't say who fired the first shot or how many rounds were fired total, but he did say Morris fired at least one round from his weapon. They say the officer is okay, but after the shooting, Morris was transported to Rogue Regional Medical Center, where he died shortly after.
This was a traumatic event for both the officer involved as well, not to mention this subject's family, but this was a very dangerous situation.
Oregon State Police are leading the investigation. District Attorney Beth Heckert expects the case will be in front of a grand jury in about 3 to 4 weeks. And check this out here. You can actually see a bullet hole that went through a neighbor's fence. That's across the street and up a couple houses from where Morris was shot. The man who lives in the home says he had no idea what was going on when he heard those gunshots last night. He actually thought somebody was pounding on his front door trying to break in. But this morning he found out that terrifying noise was actually 5 bullets hitting the front of his home.
I thought somebody was trying to push in my front door. I heard 4 quick bangs on the door, and it scared the hell out of me.
John Newell has lived in his home on La Loma Drive for more than 2 decades. He says it's a normally quiet street, but Sunday night was a different story.
I discovered these this morning when I came out because they were searching all up and down the street.
What he thought was someone banging on his door was actually 5 bullets hitting the front of his home.
Took one round right here.
You can see the marks from where they ricocheted off the stone and pierced the siding and his fence. His neighbor's house was hit too. A bullet left on her front porch. Newell says he was nearly asleep when he heard the gunshots.
And I came running out the front door, and I heard a police officer saying, "Put down your weapon, we want to help you. Put down your weapon, we want to help you."
But he didn't realize the noise he heard was gunshots until Monday morning when he saw the damage to his home.
Law of averages says I don't have to worry about this happening again.
With his military background, Newell says he's not shaken up about what happened on his street, but says he and his neighbors are lucky they were inside safe. Orchard Hill Elementary is just a couple houses up this street. As the on-scene investigation continued early this morning, the young kids had to be escorted by police officers around the crime scene to get to their school. Live in Medford, Cassie Nelson, NBC5 News.